Hello. So this is my third attempt at making a video right now. And if this one doesn't work out, then I'm just not going to do it. So what I think I want to talk about is the process of creating for me. I want to talk about two things. One is the process of surrendering, and the other one's like what happens when you start out really good at something. Okay? So what do I want to talk about first? Okay, so let's talk about the second part first. No, let's talk about it. Okay, this is what I'm doing this for. I'm making these videos so that I can learn to express myself better and learn to formulate my thoughts on camera. I'm doing great. This is what I'm doing it for. It's not going to be perfect right away. And it's still a worthwhile endeavor. In fact, this is the purpose. Like, this is the fact that this is happening is evidence that I'm doing what I set out to be doing. I can't remedy my mistake deficiency without making mistakes. But that doesn't mean it makes it any less hard to make a mistake. I'm feeling frustrated with myself. I'm feeling like it's kind of frustrating that you can't just like do something once and then like boom, you're good at that thing forever and you never have to, like, it's just everything, man, it's just like constantly renewing. Like nothing, I can't just have made one good YouTube video, good in my eyes, and then that's it. I'm just good at making YouTube videos. It's like every attempt is like make or break whether I'm good at it or not. But again, the fucking point here is to let myself be not good at it. Maybe I need to more clearly define for myself what my goal is. You know what? Let's talk instead about, I'm gonna take my bracelets off because I want to keep this on. I want to talk about this instead. And maybe we'll come back to surrender, being good at things. So now I want to talk about goals. So, well, yes, my goal here is to talk for 5 minutes, and I'm at 4 minutes, so still got it. So I bought this fitness tracker, basically a knockoff Fitbit from Amazon for 20 bucks. It came yesterday, maybe. And damn, it's hard to talk on camera. No, it's hard to talk when you don't know what you want to say. Like, in order to be a good communicator, you have to know what you want to say. And then you have to know how I don't want to say the best, but an effective way to convey that. You have to know what to include, you have to know what not to include. You have to know what order to tell them all in. You have to add paralinguistic, is that what it's called? Paralinguistic features to your story to keep people entertained. I mean, at least to keep people's attention. So communicating is hard. I feel like I'm gonna look back at this little batch of YouTube videos and think this was my flop era. But again, isn't that the fucking point? Oh. It's so hard. Okay, so is this on? Fuck. That was still on. Anyway, let's get back to the point somehow. Um 1:15. That's not bad. Okay. The reflection of my TV on the wall distracted me. So I am what I like to call mistake deficient. And what that means is, so I'm pretty good at a lot of things, but I didn't get there, most times, I didn't get there by iteratively getting better. I got there just by flying by the seat of my pants and doing it once or twice. And from the outside, this might look like the ideal strategy for being good at something. It's just not having to exert any effort to being good at it. And you're just automatically good at it. But what happens when that's the case is you become mistake deficient. And you don't, like, okay, so when you do iteratively get better, you learn things along the way. My goodness, sorry for the yawning. I also was just noticing some tension in my throat. I think I also noticed like a kind of frantic feeling. Like I'm trying to prove something. I get this frantic feeling a lot when I'm like, I don't often have the honor of someone giving their deep, full attention to me. And so when I have it, I get very frantic. And I feel, it's like I feel my awareness in different places, depending on whether or not I'm feeling this, depending on however I'm feeling, but this is how I've noticed it most clearly. So when I feel this franticness, it's like I feel like I'm out here. And I feel like my words are here. And they're going so fast. And I keep trying to, like, catch up and, like, convey what I'm trying to say. But because I'm going so fast, at least, like, emotionally or mentally, and frantic, the words I'm saying are not saying what I want them to say. Because I'm miscalculating, like, what, either I don't know what I want to convey, or I don't know an effective way to convey that, or I mixed up the order, or any other number of things. And so I get super frantic. And so I feel like that's happening now, but it's like, I don't need to do that. I can calm down, I can kind of like call my energy back in and kind of be here and be slow and smooth. I don't know, this is like, it's hard, and I guess I just want to acknowledge that to myself. Like, I don't know, it feels like, you know, everywhere I go or everywhere I turn, there I am. You know, it's like how I do one thing is how I do everything else. And so everywhere I turn, I am faced with the exact same challenges, just a slightly different flavor, maybe, if I'm lucky. So it's like, it's not as simple as, oh, just make a YouTube video. It's like, oh, make a YouTube video and deal with all of your issues that you have in every other domain of your life. And deal with those in a, you know, YouTube specific way before you turn the camera on, as you turn the camera on, and at every moment as you're talking. You have to face the exact same issues, which you've been avoiding for, you know, God knows how long. So, I don't know, just acknowledging to myself that shit's hard. But also there's a part of me that's like, okay, so if everywhere I go, there I am, then is anything ever going to be easy? Am I ever going to be able to like not have to face these things? I feel like, you know, when you get called on unexpectedly and then you kind of freeze up and you don't know what you're saying? That feels like it on the extreme end of the spectrum. Or if that's on one extreme end of the spectrum and the other end is like completely clear-headed and knowing what you're saying, I feel like I'm here. Like I think I just feel like disconnected most of the time. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that. But, geez, 14 minutes. I imagine this is not going to be interesting at all. And that feels like kind of a failure to me because I guess back to, I think when I originally talked about, I don't know, this is my third try. I lose track of what I said and what I didn't. Which I think I've talked about before, but who knows, because I've tried and failed. I don't know if failed feels like the right word, but it feels like that's what it feels like. So when I do one of these. Obviously, I don't have a script. God, look at me. Do I look like I have a script? So what I do is, sorry, I forget what thought crossed my brain there. It was something. If it comes back, I'll tell you. But so when I start one of these, I hit record and then I just talk. And this is a good process. Like, I like what it has resulted in. But on the other hand, it's difficult because ambiguous, like, I'm trying to find the right word here. Ambiguous is a good one, but nebulous, maybe. Anything that's not like clearly defined, anything where I don't know what to expect, that's scary as hell. And so it introduces a lot of friction here because it's like a power struggle every single time I consider sitting down to do one. It's like, oh no, but what? How do I know what's gonna happen? How do I know if I can handle it? I think that's the other thing. And how do I know if I'm gonna do well? How do I know what I'm gonna talk about? What if I completely bomb it? Also, it feels like a success that I'm yawning. I'm drinking like magnesium powder dissolved in water, but it's like the sleepy kind, with a little bit of melatonin in it, which 1:26. I want to go to bed earlier tonight than I usually do. I think I went to bed at like 6 a.m. yesterday, but it feels moderately bad to, like, when I drink the little sleepy magnesium stuff, it kind of feels like I'm sedating the part of me that doesn't want to go to sleep, and that doesn't feel like a good way to go about it. But I don't know what the fuck else to do otherwise. I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about at some point was, like, one of the reasons that it's so hard to adjust to change and hard to want to change is because there's parts of me that feel like by changing, that means that they're being pushed out, or there's not room for them anymore. And so I think that explains a lot of the pushback against any of those kinds of attempts. So I guess, I don't know, I want to do more thinking about that. But understandably, there's some resistance to that as well. I also want to more clearly define my goals here, which I don't know if I said in this attempt or another one, but because I think somewhere along the way, I mixed up my goals, and my goal became, let me get on here and cry so that I feel better. And that's not necessarily going to happen every time. I think that's not the goal that I want to have. Like, yes, this does help me process my emotions, but not when there's pressure to do so. was trying to stifle that one, but it didn't work. So my intentions or my goals will be talk for 5 minutes, try again if there's an obstacle, don't get down on yourself, try at least 3 times, and if there's an obstacle every time, then that's the video telling you it doesn't want to be made. And what's the other one? Oh, okay, here's an idea, is embrace the mistakes I make. So remedy my mistake deficiency. So I have to, so the goal isn't to do well, it's to do mediocre, if not bad. So this is a success. Nice, score 1 for universe. Cool. Also, maybe that'll be the thumbnail. No, probably not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna title this thing. I don't know, but it's 21 minutes. I'm gonna stop there. Thanks for watching if you did.